Let's go to page 220 and start with number 1. So this is to simplify the expression. So when you simplify expression, you need to go and factor everything as much as you can. So you have 3x squared over 6x squared minus 9x. So go and factor out the bottom. So this way you can factor out the 3 and the x. So you're going to get 2x minus 3. You can do a quick check to make sure that it's factored correctly. So the 3 cancel out and the x cancels out. So you end up with x over 2x minus 3. Okay, let's go to number 3. You have t squared plus 2t over t squared plus t minus 2. So first go and factor everything. So on the top, step 1 common factor. So you get t plus 2. On the bottom, you go through the steps. So step 1, 2, 3, 4. So master product. So you get 2 comma negative 1. And so it will be plus 2 minus 1. So this will cancel out. So this will equal to t over t minus 1. Now make sure you do not cancel out the t because these are terms. So you do not cancel out the terms. Okay, let's go to number 5. You have a minus x over x minus a to the negative 1 power. So negative 1 power means you flip it over to the bottom. So a minus x over x minus a. Now notice these are kind of the reversed. So when you have the reverse, when you have the terms reversed, when you cancel you get negative 1 instead of 1. If they're exactly the same, when you cancel you get 1. But in this case, since they are the reverse, when you cancel you get negative 1. So answer will be just negative 1. Because negative 1 is used to switch the subtractions. Okay, number 7, you have x plus 1 squared over x squared minus 1. So go and factor the bottom. So you got x plus 1 squared on the top. This one you get x plus 1, x minus 1. And so x plus 1 cancel with this one. So you just have an x plus 1 over x minus 1. Okay, let's go to number 9. You have a squared minus t squared over a minus t squared. So this is very similar to the previous problem. So go ahead and factor out the top. So you got a plus t, a minus t. On the bottom you get a minus t squared. So a minus t will cancel out with one of these. So you end up with a plus t over a minus t. And again, reminder, do not cancel out anything because all these are terms. Okay, do not cancel out terms. Okay, let's go to 11. You have 2x squared minus 5x plus 2. Okay, over 2x squared minus 3x minus 2. Okay, so you can do all the factoring. So these are all your master products. So let's go and do the master products. On the top, you get negative 5 and 4. So you need to get negative 1 comma negative 4. So undo the first term. So you get x, 2x. So this would be the inside. So you get minus 2. Okay. So 2 times negative 2 give you negative 4. And this would be the outside, so would be minus 1. On the bottom, okay, the denominator, you do the same thing. You get negative 3, negative 4. So you get 1 comma negative 4. So you get x, 2x, right? Undo the first term. So this would be the inside. So you get minus 2. This would be the outside, plus 1. So this will cancel out. Again, do not cancel out any of these because all these are terms. Okay? So you get 2x minus 1 over 2x plus 1. Okay, let's go to number 13. You have u squared minus u minus 6 Now the next part, I'm not going to waste time just copy the same because I'm just going to flip the second factors down to the bottom. Okay. So that way you save you one step. Okay, so step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So this is your master product, the step 4. So you're going to get -1, -6. So you get 2 comma -3. Okay, so this one there's no number in front, so whatever you see is whatever you put down. So this u plus 2 cancel with one of these. So you end up with u minus 3 over u plus 2. Okay, let's go to number 15. You have the x squared plus x minus 6 over x minus 3 and 2 minus x. So let's go and factor the top. So you get 1, you get -6. So you're going to get 3 comma -2. Okay, so there's no number in front, so whatever you see is whatever you put down. Okay, so you can notice these are reversed. This is x minus 2, this is 2 minus x. So when you cancel, you get -1. Okay? And I'm going to put a -1 on the bottom because there's a minus over here. And then after that, I'm going to use the negative to switch the subtraction. So this one becomes 3 minus x. Okay? And since I have the x in the back, I'm going to switch these. And addition, you can switch anytime you want, right? So you get 3 plus x. You don't have to switch if you don't want to, but you just I switch it so it be consistent. Okay. Okay, let's go to 17. Okay, I have x to the 4 minus x squared over, again, the next factor is a -1, so you get flip over to the bottom. Okay, so let's go and do the factoring. So again, step 1 common factor. And this one you get the conjugate, the step 2a. So you get x squared plus 1, x squared minus 1. Okay, now before you factor this can cancel out already. Okay, so you don't have to do any further. You don't have to wait until you cancel. You don't have to wait until you factor everything to cancel. So when you over here you can cancel already, so you don't even waste time to do any more factoring. And so this is it. Okay, let's go to number 19. You have t to the 3 minus 1 over t to the 4 minus 1. So this is the cube. So go ahead and do the 2 parentheses. So first one would be t minus 1. And then the second parentheses, you just square that. You square that, and you take the opposite of the term for the middle, so it would be plus t. On the bottom, you need to go and do the t squared plus 1 and t squared minus 1. And then you have to factor this again. So you're going to get t minus 1, you get t squared plus t plus 1. Over here you get t squared plus 1. This one you get t plus 1, t minus 1. And the t minus 1 will cancel out. And so this would be your final answer. So you get t squared plus t plus 1 over t squared plus 1, t plus 1. Okay, let's go to 21. Okay, so this one has 2 parts. You have a f of x is equal to x squared minus 4, and you get x squared minus 4x. Okay, so you got 2 parts. You have to find the domain and find the 0. Okay, so domain means find out what x, the value of x is allowed and y is not allowed. Okay, so first go and factor everything. So f of x going to be equal to x squared. It's going to be, okay, let's just leave it. Okay, so factor the bottom. So you're going to get, factor the x, so you're going to get x minus 4. Okay, so from here you can see for part A, I'm going to do part A. So that means the x can be equal to all real numbers except, okay, all real numbers except 0 and 4, okay? Because of this, okay? Because you're not allowed to have a 0 in the denominator, so x can be any value except for 0 and 4. Because when x equal to 0, you will make this equal to 0. When x equal to 4, it will give you 0. So those are not allowed, okay? Now for part B, you're looking for the zeros. When you're looking for zeros, means you set y equal to 0. Okay, so you set that equal to 0. So you got 0 equal to x squared minus 4 over x minus 4. Okay, when you cross multiply, you still get 0. Okay, so cross multiply, you still get 0, and you can do the factoring. So basically, you just set the top equal to 0 to look for the zeros. Okay, so the zeros are, so for part B, the zeros are negative 2 and 2. Okay, and that's it. Okay, let's go to 23. So you have g of t equal to t to the 3 minus 8 over t to the 4 minus 1. Okay, I'm going to do the factoring first. I'm going to factor everything. So on the top, I get t minus 2, and then I get t squared plus 2t plus 4. Okay. On the bottom, I'm going to get t squared plus 1, and then I'm going to get t squared minus 1, which will give me t plus 1, t minus 1. Okay, so this one will never equal to 0. Okay, so this one, so you don't have to worry about the restriction. So over here, you're going to get negative 1 and positive 1. So the domain, so this stands for domain. So domain would be all real except, so all real number except negative 1 and 1. Okay. Now for part B, you just set the top equal to 0, because so basically what you do, you set this equal to 0, and you cross multiply, you're still going to get 0. So basically just set this equal to 0. Okay, so for the 0, okay. Now you're not going to get anything out of here, so only time, so when you set this equal to 0, you're going to get t equal to 2. So it'll be 2. Okay, so 0 will be 2, and that's it. Okay, let's go to number 25. You have f of x is equal to x plus 1 square plus x minus 1 square, and you got x plus 1 square minus x minus 1 square. Okay, so again, to find the domain, you're looking for the restricted value, you set this equal to 0. Okay, so A, again, to find the domain, you set this equal to 0 and see what it's equal to. So you got x plus 1 square minus x minus 1 square equal to 0. Now notice this is a difference of square, so you're going to get the first part plus the second part times the first part minus the second part. Okay, and so from here you're going to get 2x, and from here you have to be careful, you're going to get 2. Okay, so you're going to get x equal to 0. Okay, so this is not allowed. So for part A, your domain would be all real all real number except 0. Okay. Now part B, you're looking for zeros. Okay. To look for 0, you set the top equal to 0. Okay. So you have x plus 1 squared plus x minus 1 squared equal to 0. Okay, basically you set this equal to 0 and you cross multiply, so you end up, you have this equal to 0. Okay, so that's what that is. This one is plus. Now there's a way to factor plus, but it's easier just go and multiply out and just figure it out. So this one you're going to get x squared plus 2x plus 1. This one you're going to get x squared minus 2x plus 1. And this way cancel out. So you got 2x squared plus 2 equal to 0. Divide by 2, so you got x squared plus 1 equal to 0. And you're going to, so this, in this case, there will be no real number that will equal to 0. Okay? Because when you have x squared, it's always positive. Okay? And again, we're not dealing with the imaginary number yet. So x squared is always positive. Positive plus 1 will never equal to 0. So in this case, the 0 will be none. Okay? Okay. And if you want to continue, you're going to get x squared equal to negative 1. And you take the square root, you're going to get x equal to plus or minus square root of negative 1. So this is not real. Okay. And therefore there would be none. There would be no real zeros. Okay, let's go to 27. So you got g of x is equal to x cubed plus 3x squared plus x plus 3. On the bottom you get x to the 4 plus 2x3 minus 3. Okay, so again, to find the domain, you need to set this equal to 0 and to find the restricted value. So you got x to the 4 plus 2x cubed minus 3 equal to 0. And you can go and do your master product. So you're going to get 2, negative 3. Okay. And so you're going to get 3 comma negative 1. So you're going to get x squared. So you're going to get plus 3 minus 1. And this one is not going to give you 0 because x squared is positive. Positive plus 3 is not going to equal to 0. So you're not going to get anything out of here. Okay. Again, if you don't believe that, you can do this. Okay. And you're going to get x squared equal to negative 3. And it's not going to get. And you take the square root. Okay. So again, this is not real, right? So you don't have to worry about this part right over here. So, okay, over here, again, you can do the factoring. So x plus 1, x minus 1. So you're going to get negative 1 and positive 1. So your domain would be all real number except negative 1 and 1. Okay? Okay, let's do the part B. You're looking for zeros. To find zeros, you have to set the top equal to 0. So to find the zeros, you set the g of x equal to 0. So you set this equal to 0, you cross multiply, you still get 0 equal to the top. Okay, so that's where this came from. Okay, so there are 4 terms, so that's your grouping, so that's your step 2C. And when you're doing the grouping, normally you have to watch your coefficient, the ratio coefficient. If you group these two, you're going to get ratio 1 and 3. So this will be a good grouping. Okay. Okay, so let's go and group the first two. And you always put a plus between the two groups, right? So go and factor out the x squared. So you're going to get x plus 3 plus x plus 3. And you can factor out the x plus 3. So you're going to get x squared plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, again, this will never equal to 0 because x squared is positive. Positive number plus 1 is not going to give you 0. Again, we only deal with a real number right now, right? So you don't have to worry about this part. So all you have to do is worry about this part over here. So you're going to get x equal to -3. Okay, so your 0 would be -3. So when x equal to -3, your y will equal to 0. Okay. Okay, let's go to 29. Okay, you have an x cubed minus x squared minus x plus 1 over x cubed plus x squared minus x minus 1. Okay, so all these are grouping. Now normally when you have this kind of one, you want to go off to the side so they can do the factoring, so that way you don't clutter up the major steps. Okay, so that's going to go off to the side. So you got x cubed minus x squared minus x plus 1. I'm going to group the first two. And I can always put a plus between the group and go and factor out the x squared. So I get x minus 1. Over here, you always have to factor out the negative. So factor out the -1. So you're going to get x minus 1. And over here, you can factor out the x minus 1. And you're going to get x squared minus 1. And you can factor out into x plus 1, x minus 1. So this one would be x plus 1. X minus 1. So notice you got two of these, right? So on the top, you're going to get x plus 1. You're going to get x minus 1 squared. Okay, hold up. Okay, now you do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, so you have the x cubed plus x squared plus -x minus 1. So I'm going to group the first two as a group, and again, always put a plus between the two groups. Factor out the x squared, and this one you factor out the -1, so you get x plus 1. So x plus 1 can come out, so you get x squared minus 1, and this one you can factor out the x plus 1, x minus 1. So in this case, you're going to get the x minus 1, and you're going to get x plus 1 squared. Okay, so this one and this one can cancel out. This one and this one can cancel out. So you end up with x minus 1 over x plus 1. Okay, let's go to 31. You have x cubed plus x squared y minus xy squared minus y cubed over x squared minus y squared. Okay, so again, the four terms, so let's go and do by grouping. So go off to the side. So I have an x cubed plus x squared y, so that's my first group. Plus, I can always put a plus between the two groups. So you got -xy squared minus y cubed. Okay, so over here, factor out the x squared, so you got x plus y. Over here, go and factor out the -y squared. So you're going to get x plus y. And you can factor out the x plus y. So you get x squared minus y squared. Now, you kind of have to look ahead. Notice there's an x squared minus y squared, so don't waste your time factor out any more. Okay? So don't waste your time factor out any more. So you got x plus y. You got x squared minus y squared. Okay, and the reason you don't want to waste them because you notice that you have this on the bottom and they're going to cancel out. Because if you waste your time factor out, then you have to factor out the bottom to cancel everything out anyway. Okay, so you sometimes you have to kind of look ahead, and so the answer would be just x plus y. Okay, let's go to number 33. You have u to the 4 minus 2u squared v squared plus v to the 4 over u to the 4 minus v to the 4. Okay, when you're doing the factoring, you can go to step 1, okay, and step 2. Notice this is a perfect square. Okay, so you're going to get u squared minus v squared and double check. So that's your step 2b. right? So double check. So this will give you that, this will give you that, and minus check 2, and then yeah, so it checks. On the bottom, this one will be your step 2a. So you're going to get u squared, okay, get two sets of parentheses. So you got u squared plus v squared, u squared minus v squared. Okay, so this and this will cancel out. So one of these cancel with one of these. And so now on the top, notice that this one you're still able to factor, so you have to kind of factor that. So you're going to get u plus v, u minus v. And on the bottom, this is, you don't factor that, so it'll be u squared plus v squared. Okay, and that's it. Okay, let's go to number 35. Okay, you got x to the 3 minus y to the 3. You got x to the 4 minus y to the 4. Now, this is what some students would be tempted to do. They would try to cancel out this with this, cancel this with that, okay? But you cannot do that, okay? Again, these are terms. You cannot cancel out terms. So you have to do all the factoring. Okay, so this is the cube, so you need to get two sets of parentheses. So you're going to get x minus y, and you're going to get x squared plus xy plus y squared. On the bottom, you're going to get x squared plus y squared, and you're going to get x squared minus y squared. And you can factor this again. Okay, so x squared plus xy plus y squared. And this you get x squared plus y squared. And over here you're going to get x plus y, x minus y. So this cancel with this. And that's all you can do. So it'd be x squared plus xy plus y squared. And normally you want to write the lower one in the front, okay? But it doesn't matter. So okay, let's just leave it the way it is. Again, it doesn't matter which the order you write. Okay, and that's it.